Welcome to Financial Fashion Talk Podcast, episode 56. And we'll be talking about living life to the fullest today and also the microwave mentality. Let's go. It's good to be back on the show once again. I'm the CEO, Mr. John Best.
And it's the CFO, Mr. Riley Best.
And I'm Chelsea Nicole.
And this episode is paying tribute to our grandmother, Sarah Troop Best. Rest in peace. We had to bury her last week. So what I want to do, and I want to start off by giving a memory of her, man. Such a beautiful lady. So what I want to do is go across the room and get a memory from each and every last one of us.
I remember this one time, we were down in Savannah, and we were staying over at Jennifer's house, over at our land house. So Jennifer had a bike. Grandma told us, she said, man, when y'all come back with them bikes, man, I leave that bike in the driveway. So everybody came back in the house. I decided to bend the block one more time by myself. So when I got back, nobody was outside to say, hey, bro, put that bike in the backyard. Left the bike in the driveway, man. You knew. So my cousin on the school bus, she coming back into the neighborhood, and the little knucklehead, she seen him riding on her bike. So she run in the house, hysterical. Oh, somebody stole my bike. Somebody stole my bike. But my heart dropped. You knew what was coming. Thing I know, I told you not to leave that bike in the driveway. And she went and grabbed one of them switches, braided it up real good. Kind of like these braids.
Damn, you got it like that? I ain't know that.
Boy, she laid me on the couch like Kunta. I felt like
Kunta.
Right,
Hey, man, she ain't playing
Hey,
that.
I wanted to change my name that day.
I
Like,
ain't
for
never
real.
met nobody who braided switches.
Grandma from the country is one thing that I
Braided
do
switches.
love and respect about her. She'll love you no matter what, even though she with me for that thing. She just wanted me to make sure that I take care of other people's things. Yeah,
What
that's
about
my
you,
spirit.
Queen? I know.
I didn't get a lot of time with her. All the times that I did have with her were very memorable. I remember when, I think it was my second time meeting her, she had gave me a handkerchief that she made. It's so pretty, I still have it. Now it's blue, and like the trim has lace blue hearts on it.
Yeah, man,
and I love it. I have it. It's at home right now. It's on the dresser.
Wow.
When I had just went over there recently, she was like, you're just talking to me. And she was like, don't you let no man, control you or nothing like that. And I was like, okay, I'm finna get ready to go. She was like, no, you stay. You stay night. And I'm like, okay. And she went to bed, I left. And I went back over there. And she was like, you got up and left. I was like, I did. And we just bust out laughing about it. Combing her hair. That was crazy because she was like, don't hurt me. She was on some medicine, so it was kind of making her like jump a bit. And I thought I was hurt. We just had a good
I
time,
think she was tender-headed.
Yeah, she's
she was.
extremely tender.
She was, and what you saying that? Hey, we had to do that when we was little boys.
Y'all
Rub
know
feet,
that?
rub feet, oil, grease scalp, scratch scalp.
Yes,
Oh,
I
man.
was getting into it.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
like, and then like it wasn't like no few minutes.
No.
You in there for
You in there.
first. If a movie on,
Duration.
you gonna be seeing the
But the
credits,
whole
right? You finna be in there to the
It
go
was
off, bro.
daylight when I started combing her hair. By the time we got done, it was nighttime. From that massaging it and make sure I wasn't doing it too hard. But it was always good energy being around her. Love being around her.
Great. A woman full of wisdom, and that's one of the main things that I got from her. I got a lot of chances to sit down with her, to actually like be outside in the garden with her. Even though I was down on my knees, you know what I'm saying, pulling weed, but I enjoyed it. One of my greatest memories was when I actually took a trip to Savannah by myself. It was like I just drove by myself. My first time ever just getting in the car and just drive. So I was like, bet, I'm gonna go to Savannah, but I'm gonna stop at grandma's house and spend some time with her and do some work before I went to Savannah. So I spent the night. So I really just popped up. They didn't even know I was coming.
Right.
So I just walked in and she was just sipping some coffee. But when she turned around and saw it with me, she was like, oh, hey, John. Then we just popped it off. But
That big old smile.
it was just so many instances in my life where we got a chance to just get a connection. More so a spiritual connection. On top of her being my grandma, there's a lot of situations that she sat me down, talked to me about, women that's gonna talk to you about, talk to a male about another woman. She really gave good advice and gave a good spiritual advice as well, like making sure my mindset was straight. I really do appreciate her. Rest in peace, Grandma. I love you forever. I came up with this quote. One of the quotes was, live life to its fullest. Leave your mark on every ground you step on. You know what I'm saying? And what that really means to me is making a difference, affect everywhere you go. You gotta make a change everywhere you go. Yeah, it ain't gotta be nothing big. It didn't necessarily gotta be something big. You ain't gotta necessarily create a big change. So yeah, like the change don't necessarily gotta be a huge change. You can change the spirit in a room just by how you walk in. When you walk in a room full of a group of people, the spirit you come in the room in can like change everybody else's attitude in the room. You can have somebody sad in the room, but you come in with a happy spirit and you can bring that person up just by the energy that you told around. So my whole point, it really taught me to really think about my act and think about the effect that I'm having on people, because life is just not all about me. Because we can get in the habit, I can get in the habit of living life selfishly. You dig what I'm saying? But we can't live life selfishly. We gotta live life not just for ourselves, but what can I do for somebody else?
It's kind of like how when we were talking about when we were on the way here. Different drivers, how everybody just driving for themselves, not really being careful about what they're doing. They're all in their head. When you out there on the road, you gotta drive for not just you. You gotta drive for you and the other people who ain't driving for other people. You wanna make sure it's a safe environment. You wanna make sure everything goes straight. So I can kind of say that's like the same thing. When you meeting new people, you come into new things. You know, you wanna leave that lasting, but your first impression is your lasting impression. Or well, you might not ever meet these people that you come across any other time in your life, but you want them to remember you. You want to know, have something left with them. What I'm saying, like when you're doing something, you want to leave something with people, something good, something positive. And when they think about you, they think of you in a good term, not in a bad term. You know what I'm saying?
And you never know when it's your last time. That's the main thing. It's been so many times in my life where I let anger keep me from talking, let anger keep me from embracing somebody. When you don't even know, like it can be their last time or it can be your last time. And it's like we can't spend our time being petty. You know what I'm saying? We'll have an argument with somebody and we'll end up being petty and toting that along with us year after year after year. Literally, if we sit down and ask ourselves, what is the benefit of that? You dig what I'm saying? Like I found that if you let some things go, you'll have more peace. Going throughout life, I want everybody to keep that in mind. And that's what I told along with myself. It could be my last day living. So what I want to do is put off something great. If I ain't putting off something great, I'm not living up to my full potential because I'm holding back something. And I don't want to live life holding back because when I die, I don't want to be regretting. If I'm on my deathbed, I might not die straight off the bat. I might have a little time to think while I'm on my deathbed. Right. And I don't want to be on my deathbed wishing I would have done this or wishing I would have done that or wishing I would have called Shawty. We got to do things that are important, do things that are in our control. Because a lot of things, we can create experiences in our lives by how we go about life. It's not about having money to travel all the time. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we try to fill life with things, but really, you can create an experience by just your outlook and your perspective on life.
And those types of things are the things that last. With that quote, the first thing that came to my mind, honest, being for real with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, how can you live life to the fullest? So my question for you is, how or what do you say to the person that struggles there, that's not aware that that's what's happening to them, that they're living life every day randomly and they don't have a specific destination or a reason why they're doing whatever it is they're doing? What do you say to that person to lead them in the direction of that quote?
Sometimes we have to question ourselves, and sometimes you won't know where you are until you have a conversation with somebody. If I see a person that's destitute, like he ain't got nothing on his mind, or a queen that ain't got nothing on his mind, if I walk up to that person and have a conversation with that person, the questions that you ask that person is gonna reveal to you where that person is. By that person hearing himself answer those questions, he's facing the truth. Whether he giving you the true answer to something or not, he know whatever the true answer is in him, he gonna think about it. So if you walk up to him and ask him, do you like living or what you want out of life? 9 times out of 10, a lot of us don't know what we want out of life, but we walk around angry because we ain't got what we want.
Sometimes you don't even ask that question, because then by you living in your truth and your fullness of life, someone just seeing you do that will make them want to reevaluate themselves, especially like if you're younger than they are or whatever, or if they feel like, oh dang, I grew up with this person, we should be in the same whatever, like he ain't did nothing more worse than I did or nothing better than I done, so why am I not there? It'll make you self-assess your own self by you just living in your own fullness.
So just be an example.
Basically.
Be an example.
Yes, bro.
Man? I believe you can't do that without honesty. I don't think you can do that without having different expectations out of life. And like you just said, a lot of us don't even know what we want out of life. But we're angry that we don't have things that we think will enhance our life. And we put our focus on that thing. I'm gonna segue in there, like going to this microwave mentality.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe that's a big thing that, hinders us from living like we wanna live. We want things when we want things, but we don't wanna wait for nothing. I had a quote that come to me earlier. You gotta be aware of your actions.
Right.
Because if you're not aware of your actions, you will definitely be unaware of your consequences. I say this, once you get into a place in life and you living on purpose, did you hear that? You living on purpose. So you have a destination for your life. Like you living for something. Something is supposed to come out of your life. It's something that only you can bring to others. And I feel like that's what hinders us, man. Like, our expectations, they don't allow us, they don't allow our mind to venture out. You know what I'm saying? Because of time. Like we live and we have to understand that we live in time.
Right.
So we need to take it, utilize it.
The way that came to my mind, the whole just thinking about a microwave in general. We want it instant or whatever. When you put your food in the microwave, you can can walk away from it because you know you done set a timer on it. So you ain't gotta
Exactly.
be worried about
Exactly.
it or nothing like that. You ain't nothing. You just, it's automatic. I can go do whatever I want to do now.
Right.
But versus like when you're actually like cooking,
Right.
you gotta stay there and watch. You can't
Put
just
it
walk it.
together.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like it takes
Exactly.
more. Not only does it taste a whole lot better because you went through that whole process of getting it done, you know, and then sometimes you can come up with something new. Like if I pop, like, okay, let's just say I got some rice, right? I pop it in the microwave, put it in there, just some bland white rice. Versus me putting it on the stove or whatever, I might be like, oh, let me add a little bit of this and add a little salt, add a little pepper. Now it actually tastes like something.
Right.
I done made it better than this microwave quick rice. And like you put more into it when you're actually like doing it with purpose. And like it ain't just so quick nothing. That's what I got for you. It was something that you said that made me think about that, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
And then check this out, because I like that. It's safer to cook on the stove than it is to cook on the microwave. I'm gonna get to a point. You got the radiation comes off a microwave. You know what I'm saying? So when you cooking your food in the microwave, you actually eating it and you sending it out through the air. So when you cut down the time for the process, you're actually damaging other things that you ain't even aware of. You're doing that to get to the result that you want immediately versus putting in work, because see, it means more at the end. You ever cook something? I love to grill, and when that meat come off the grill after them 2 hours or 2.5 hours, and I see that meat, I hear it in there sizzling, I like to go up to the grill like, you hear that? Oh, it's doing something. You can't do that. You can't cut the process. You got to. I actually love grilling. So I love seasoning the meat. I love fixing up the grill, putting the charcoal, putting the wood on. I like all that.
You love the process.
You know what I'm saying? I like letting my charcoal soak. Like, it's a whole process, and this is what we have to understand. We have to understand that life is a process. Things are not just automatic, and the things that are automatic is rare.
And I think that's what the world is going to today. They want everything to be instant, automatic, or whatever, to get you out of doing things and finding true purpose in why you're doing things and doing it for yourself. They want everybody wants stuff quick, you know, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, or whatever, because that's the world that we live in. We don't value nothing
There's no
anymore.
value.
Nothing is instant. Nothing great is instant.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that takes away from the greatness of anything, the process. Because nothing is made without a process. Even the microwave got a process.
Right.
It's just low quality. So it's like you gotta choose what type of life you wanna live. Do you
Exactly.
wanna live a microwave life? If you live in the microwave life, then the product gonna be a microwavable product. And if you check the TV dinners,
They're
like
not even as nutritious.
They're
Bro,
not even good.
you have
not.
it's not real.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? It's preserved.
Right.
Food that you actually cook on the stove is different because it'll change in the microwave. It stays the same on the outside, but once you put it in the microwave, it changes.
Right.
But once you put the food on the stove, it stays the same. It just get heated up. The
Like, I
microwave,
say that. Yeah, I say that, bro. Like, check this out. Like, just for that. So, do you want to go through the process, or do you want to take shortcuts?
Bro, I like the process.
But
Are you
but I'm saying, like, just like you said, if you use the microwave, like, them the results you're gonna get. What life do you want to live, and how can you live life to the fullest? Put your mark on whatever you go with a microwave mentality.
You ain't gonna have time. You ain't really gonna have the time or the patience. Just in the environment. We don't just become this way. It's an environment. Everybody wants this in your environment. It's almost as if subconsciously it's handed down to you already. It looks good. It's quick. You get to feel the results quicker because that's really what you want. You want the feeling that comes from whatever you're preparing. You want it fast. You don't want to wait for it. You would risk getting a less quality product. You would risk getting a less quality product because you want it fast, instead of waiting and doing the necessary work in the process to get the full quality of the product.
But not only that, when you get it quick, you also lose it quick as well. The same way you got it, the same way you'll lose it.
Exactly. And that's what we gotta understand, you know, and be deliberate about. Like, you gotta be aware of your actions, because if you're not aware of your actions, you won't be aware. You'll be unaware of your consequences. And so this is where we have to be mindful about the decisions that we make and the actions that we make. You know what I'm saying? And we have to take into account of the things that we do, because everything that you do, everything that you think, everything that you feel, it has a result. When you get into a place like, and it's not something that happens overnight. This is a practice. I look around at, you know, I see people in different places. You have to understand the mindset to be in certain places. You have to understand that it's a certain mindset required. It's a certain mentality
Level
that's
of
required. We want to think on a low level. You know what I'm saying?
You dropping them jewels, everybody.
It don't work like that. It don't work. And I'm just being transparent. It's things that I desire and I want out of life. But I gotta look back and see, look what all you done did. Look what everything, like, you gotta take into account everything, and you will understand why you have the results. But that's the beautiful part about it. When you realize it, you can do something about it.
Man, this whole thing is just great. The whole process is just great. And I want to just tell the people, the process, don't shy away from it. The process will make you great. The process will build you. The process will give you the things that you would need to sustain the success once you get it. Because if you do it on the microwave, you won't necessarily have the character or the mindset to keep whatever it is you're going to acquire. And that's what the queen was just saying. Once you get it, you're not going to be able to keep it because you didn't work for it. Build that value up, and to build your personal value, it'll help you out just to go ahead and just go through the process. Goal achieve and goal set, where people can come. Shouts out to the Incremental Movement, which is an online presence that we created for people who are goal setting and goal achieving. And the main thing that we wanted to get done within this community is create a judge-free environment for our people to come to and share those goals. You're looking for people to be around who are doing the same things that you are with your goal achieving. Join the Incremental Movement. It's free, no charge, and we got some information that will help you stay motivated and stay encouraged. Thank you for tuning in to Financial Fashion Talk Podcast. I'm the CEO, Mr. John Best.
And it's the CFO, Mr. Riley Best.
I'm Chelsea Nicole.
And the two kings and the queen is out.
Out.